It's time to be honest with ourselves. I feel like every time someone says you need to be honest with yourself, it can mean so many different things. Because usually it's like a thing of like, oh, you're doing badly. You need to watch out for yourself, or you need to realize that, you're going down a bad path. Or when people say be honest, be like, oh, be honest about this or that. Like, you need to change this, change that. Like, I feel like whenever someone says be honest with yourself, it's usually relating to something negative relating to yourself, or something that you need to kind of take accountability for, which is true. Like, that is not a thing that I'm denying. But when I say it's time to be honest with ourselves, I'm kind of trying to speak a little bit more to your personal experience here, because realistically, my definition of it's time to be honest with myself is different to yours. For me, I kind of realized something. So, I'm not going to go on a crazy tangent about self-improvement or motivation or whatever. I'm just going to kind of explain my experience and go from there. I had a conversation yesterday with one of my friends about discipline and how I was kind of in a bit of a slump where I wasn't really doing anything productive. So I work a full-time job. So for me, a lot of people I already do better than. Like that's what people say to me. You're doing better than like 90% of the people your age because you're already working full-time and working on a salary and stuff like that. I don't choose to look at it that way just because my mind always wants to do something more. But like with that in mind, like I'm discounting already what I'm accomplishing and what I have. No, he was just like, I'm in this situation. You're already, you're doing this. I'd love to do what you're doing. And then I kind of just talked to him about my ambitions and stuff like that. And I noticed that like, he said something pretty interesting. He said that like, discipline isn't a thing where it's like, oh, you want to do it. Like you just do it because you don't want to do it, pretty much. And I always knew that discipline was like that. But like, it kind of made sense the way he explained it. It was just like, do you think I want to wake up at this time or do this? No, I don't even say to myself, oh, I want to do this. I literally just get up and do it, or I have to do it. Like, and although that is such a known thing about discipline, it's really easy to forget that because it doesn't feel like, you're telling yourself, I'm not doing this, I hate doing this, but you do it anyway. It feels like, oh, you're trying to convince yourself to do it. So you're kind of like putting willpower onto something you don't really want to do. So you're kind of conflicting with yourself to do it, when in reality, you don't want to do it. So instead of wasting the time, you just get up and do it, or you don't. I mean, that's the reality. So being honest with myself, what is my experience? I was honest with myself today because I decided, I'm going to wake up early, or I say 7:45 is early for me because I'm normally waking up 9:30, 10 just from bad habits. I was pretty much living 3 weeks where every day I would wake up and pretty much eat, shower, go straight to work, and I'd even be late some of the days. So today and yesterday I decided to wake up early. Yesterday I was still scrolling in the morning, I didn't get anything done, but today I got out of bed 7:45, moved my phone to the other side of the room with the alarm, so I had to get out of bed. And then I read a book, went for a walk, had a cold shower, ate food, and then started working on this video right now. Now, before I get any comments about it, I'm not saying that you need to go for a walk, read, and have a cold shower. I only had a cold shower because I live in Australia, and it's fucking a million degrees here. At like 8 in the morning, it's hot as shit. So that's the only reason why I took a cold shower, because I honestly just liked them and it woke me up. But the fact is, I need to be honest with myself, because I realized I've just done all of this by literally going to bed an hour and a half earlier. I even woke up, 7.5, 8 hours of sleep, because I slept at about 11:30. And I still got all of this stuff done. I've ate, I've showered, I'm fully ready to go. I have another 30 minutes till I need to leave for work. And I can just fully send on what I'm doing. Even if I sat here right now and watched YouTube or listened to music or played a game until I went to work, I have already done 4 major things of my morning, just done. There was an influencer that I was following a lot in the last few months. His name was Junior. I don't really follow his practices and stuff as much anymore, but he had something called the 4 daily wins, where pretty much you do a mental win, a spirit win, a physical win, and an accountability win. And there was a period where I was doing that every day, and these are small daily wins. It got to the point when I was trying to overstep the wins and trying to make them a little bit bigger than a small daily win. And I just realized what I did this morning was already all 4 daily wins before I've even gone to work. So now the rest of my day has already been set up perfectly to whereas I don't even need to do anything else today to feel like I've had a good day. And that to me is me realizing that shit, I could have been doing this the whole time, yet I'm just fucking lazy. And I just didn't want to do it. And I just had no discipline. Because the thing is, the discipline thing is you just need to do it. You get up and do it. Another thing as well is, I always like to say that I don't have time to do this and that. And I know that life gets in the way and can be a bit difficult. But I realize, like, if I can do what I've done today, other days, I not only have time to work on videos like this or other videos, I can also work on hobbies or, play games. If I want to create something, if I want to be like artsy or I want to work on something I enjoy, I can equally do it as much. Maybe I can't pursue 3-4 careers at once, but I still have time to do the passion and, research it and grow it because I'm allowing myself that additional time to get stuff done. And I can still do things like leisure tasks. If I do all my work in the morning, I can get home after work and play games till I need to go to bed. It's like I'm not removing these factors from my life. Because I feel like everyone always tells you, you got to remove them from your life or you got to stop doing it. Like, you got to delete social media. You have to get off YouTube. You have to get off the games. You got to grayscale your phone. Like, although these are all probably prominent and actually beneficial things to do, you don't need to do it to actually have discipline. And I don't want to come across like I'm some messiah from one fucking day. Some disciplined messiah because I did one day's worth of good stuff for myself. But it's funny because every time I do something like this where I wake up and actually do something in the morning, I just feel better. I feel awake. I feel ready to go. I'm ready to tackle the day. I don't feel like shit. And it's funny because I know this and I'm feeling great. Yet there's probably going to be another day where I wake up and don't do this or I scroll and do nothing. And that's what's kind of like got me in this kind of weird position here because I don't really know like how to continue doing it. But the idea is that you just got to keep doing it. Like, I don't really know how else to say it from that. So when I say, like, you got to be honest with yourself, I mean, like, you just got to kind of realize that, you know what, if I want this to happen, or I want to do this, like, I have to just do it. I can't just keep saying, oh, I want to. And I know that this applies for everything, and I know there's a million different factors that can get in the way, and I know that, like myself, others can overthink. But, like, really, like, I'm talking about the small stuff. If you say you don't have time, see if you can wake up an hour earlier. See if you can go to bed an hour earlier. I already feel better sleeping a little earlier, and my circadian rhythm is completely wired to like 1 a.m. in the morning sleeping. And then I've slept at 11 like 2 days in a row. Yesterday I was tired as shit, but even right now I just feel good, despite me waking up earlier than I normally do. So I want you to take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, to kind of close off this video, how does this apply to you? What is my story here, or my little interaction, gonna actually do for you, to be honest with yourself? In reality, I can't change you, and no YouTube video, or influencer, or motivational video will change you. However, one thing is a fact. There's gonna be a time in your life where you're just gonna have to do something, and you'll notice that you do it with no restraint, even if you don't want to do it. Like, you gotta wake up for like a 6 a.m. shift. You don't want to do it, but you do it anyway, right? That's an example of the fact that it's not that you can't do something. It's that you're just not making yourself do it. Because who the fuck wants to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to 6 a.m. work for all day or something like that? Or who wants to wake up at 5 for a run or a gym session? Like, you won't do it, but if your friend asks you to go and they're like, hey, I'll pick you up at this time, let's go, you're probably gonna do it. Even if you don't want to, you'll find a way to make it work. Like that, like you just gotta build that kind of like mirror relationship where instead of relying on somebody else or some external factor, you're relying on like a mirrored version of yourself. So like if the person in the mirror was like your best friend or something, and you're like, hey, let's do this, then you go and do it. And even though I didn't do that today, I already started to understand that there is so many benefits with it. But again, I'm probably the type of person, actually no, I am the type of person to just not do it again. But I'm really hoping that, you know, I can try and stick to some form of discipline, because even just doing simple stuff like just not going on the phone in the morning is already better than the last 4 weeks I've been having. So as much as I can say, yeah, get your little wins in, do your self-improvement stuff, or watch more videos of mine, or do this or do that, like the only thing I want you to take away from this is that you can do it if you want to. It's always available to you, and even if that isn't right now, I would urge you to just try something that you just wouldn't have done if I didn't tell you to do it right now. Whether that's making your bed, going for a quick 5-10 minute walk, maybe just trying to wake up a little bit earlier, maybe not scrolling on your phone first thing or last thing at night, just anything that's just a little bit different to what you normally do, and see how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel good, then try to do some more stuff. You know, don't overload yourself. Don't just do a million fucking things at once, right? Don't just do, let's go for a run. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna eat healthy. I'm gonna do, like, you're not gonna do all these things. It's gonna be a bit overwhelming. But anyway, look, that's it for today's video. I do want to apologize for the lack of uploads. If you want me to be honest, it's just been a bit of laziness on my part. And also, like, I don't like to just randomly talk about things that I'm not interested in. So I don't want to just fill all the videos with just, like, fodder and just things that I'm not educated in, or things that I just don't want to talk about. Otherwise, I feel it's a bit inauthentic to the channel. But, you know, this is something that today I realized, damn, I want to talk about this. So I guess there was even a positive for just waking up at this time. But anyway, that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.